in the heart of the countryside, where rolling hills meet the embrace of ancient forests, there nestled a quaint village untouched by the passage of time. Spring arrived like a breath of fresh air, painting the landscape in hues of green and filling the air with the sweet melody of birdsong. Yet, beneath the facade of blooming beauty, a darkness stirred, unseen but keenly felt by those attuned to the subtle whispers of the natural world. Sarah, a young woman with an affinity for the mysteries of nature, found solace in the tranquil embrace of the countryside. With each step she took along the winding paths that crisscrossed the village, she felt a deep connection to the land, as if the very earth itself whispered secrets only she could hear. On the eve of the vernal equinox, Sarah set out on one of her customary evening strolls, drawn by an inexplicable pull to the outskirts of the village. The sun dipped below the horizon, casting long shadows across the landscape and painting the sky in shades of crimson and gold. As she walked, she couldn't shake the feeling of being watched, of unseen eyes following her every move. The air was heavy with anticipation, charged with an energy that seemed to hum beneath the surface of reality. Sarah's heart quickened as she ventured deeper into the woods, the familiar sights and sounds of the countryside taking on an otherworldly quality. Shadows danced at the edge of her vision, and the rustle of leaves seemed to form a chorus of whispers that echoed through the trees. When Sarah finally reached the clearing at the edge of the forest, she was greeted by a sight that took her breath away. The moon hung low in the sky, bathing the landscape in a silvery glow. Wildflowers swayed in the gentle breeze, their petals kissed by the moonlight. But amidst the beauty of the spring night, there lingered an undercurrent of unease, a sense of impending doom that sent a shiver down Sarah's spine. As she stood there, transfixed by the ethereal beauty of the scene before her, a voice broke through the silence, sending a jolt of fear coursing through her veins. It was a whisper, soft and melodic, yet tinged with an unmistakable edge of malice. Sarah turned, her heart pounding in her chest, but there was no one there. Only the rustle of leaves and the mournful cry of a distant owl broke the stillness of the night. Terrified and unsure of what she had just experienced, Sarah fled from the clearing, the echo of the whisper still ringing in her ears. She stumbled through the woods, branches clawing at her clothes, until she finally burst through the tree line and into the safety of the village. The following day dawned bright and clear, but the air was heavy with a palpable tension that hung over the village like a shroud. Rumors of strange happenings spread like wildfire, whispered in hushed tones and exchanged furtive glances. Over cups of steaming tea at the local inn, Sarah's neighbor, Mr. Johnson, spoke of a chilling encounter he had experienced the previous night. He claimed to have seen a figure lurking in the shadows, its eyes glowing with an otherworldly intensity. Before he could muster the courage to approach, the apparition vanished into thin air, leaving Mr. Johnson shaken to the core. As word of Mr. Johnson's encounter spread through the village, whispers of other strange happenings began to surface. Reports of eerie whispers carried on the wind, unexplained disappearances of livestock, and sightings of strange symbols etched into the bark of ancient oaks, all added to the growing sense of unease. Despite their best efforts to rationalize the inexplicable, the villagers found themselves gripped by a collective sense of dread. With each passing day, the line between reality and superstition blurred, casting a shadow over the once idyllic village. And as the vibrant hues of spring gave way to the oppressive heat of summer, the true nature of the darkness that lurked beneath the surface remained a mystery, waiting to ensnare those foolish enough to seek it out. the heart of the bustling city, where skyscrapers reached for the heavens and the streets pulsed with a rhythm of life, the arrival of spring brought with it a sense of renewal and rebirth. Yet, amidst the hustle and bustle of urban life, there existed pockets of darkness where the light of spring struggled to penetrate. The Smiths, a seemingly ordinary family, resided in a modest apartment nestled in one such corner of the city. For years they had called this place home, finding comfort and security within its walls. But as the days grew longer and the temperature rose, a sinister presence began to make itself known within the confines of their home. It started with small, seemingly innocuous occurrences: a misplaced item here, a strange sound there. At first, the Smiths brushed off these incidents as the quirks of urban living, attributing them to the stresses and strains of daily life in the city. But as the days turned into weeks, and the frequency and intensity of the phenomena increased, they could no longer deny that something was terribly wrong. One warm spring evening, as the family gathered around the dinner table to share a meal and exchange stories of their day, they were startled by the sound of footsteps echoing through the empty halls of their apartment. At first, they dismissed it as a figment of their imagination, a trick of the mind brought on by the stress of city living. But when the footsteps grew louder and more insistent, they knew that they were not alone. As the days turned into weeks, the Smiths found themselves ensnared in a web of terror, unlike anything they had ever experienced. Objects moved of their own accord, shadows danced along the walls, and a sense of dread hung heavy in the air like a suffocating fog. No matter how hard they tried to rationalize the inexplicable, they couldn't shake the feeling that they were being watched, that something malevolent lurked just beyond the threshold of their reality. Desperate for answers, the Smiths turned to experts in the occult and the paranormal, seeking guidance in their darkest hour. But even the most seasoned experts were at a loss to explain the horrors that plagued their home. It seemed that whatever had taken up residence within the walls of their apartment was beyond the realm of human understanding, a force of darkness that defied explanation. As spring gave way to summer, the Smiths found themselves locked in a battle for survival against an enemy they could neither see nor comprehend. With each passing day, the grip of fear tightened around their hearts, threatening to consume them whole. Sleep became a distant memory, replaced by restless nights filled with the terror of the unknown. The once happy family became shadows of their former selves, their laughter replaced by whispered conversations and wary glances exchanged in the dead of night. Friends and neighbors, sensing the darkness that hung over the Smiths' home like a pall, began to keep their distance, afraid of being drawn into the nightmare that had consumed their lives. But amidst the chaos and despair, there flickered a glimmer of hope. For in the darkest of nights, when all seemed lost, the Smiths discovered a strength within themselves that they never knew existed. United in their determination to rid their home of the evil that had taken root within its walls, they banded together, drawing on every ounce of courage and resilience they possessed. With the help of a brave few who dared to stand by their side, the Smiths embarked on a journey into the heart of darkness, determined to confront the entity that had wrought havoc upon their lives. Armed with faith and determination, they faced their fears head-on, venturing into the depths of the unknown with hearts full of hope and minds set on victory. And though the battle was long and arduous, fraught with danger at every turn, the Smiths emerged victorious, their home cleansed of the darkness that had threatened to consume it. As the last remnants of spring faded into memory, and the warmth of summer enveloped the city once more, the Smiths stood together, stronger and more resilient than ever before, ready to face whatever challenges the future might hold. If you're finding value in this video so far, do me a quick favor and hit that like button below. Enjoy. Deep within the heart of the wilderness, where towering trees stretched towards the sky and the earth hummed with the song of nature, a group of friends set out on a hiking trip, seeking adventure and escape amidst the beauty of spring. Little did they know that their journey would lead them to the very edge of darkness itself. As the sun rose on a crisp spring morning, casting its golden rays over the landscape, the friends gathered at the trailhead, their excitement palpable in the air. Armed with backpacks filled with supplies and hearts full of anticipation, they set off into the wilderness, eager to explore the untamed beauty that lay beyond the beaten path. For hours they trekked through the dense forest, their laughter mingling with the rustle of leaves and the chirping of birds. The air was alive with the scent of pine and earth, filling their lungs with the intoxicating aroma of nature in full bloom. But as the day wore on and the shadows grew longer, a sense of unease began to settle over the group, a feeling that they were not alone in the wilderness. It started with small things, a snapped twig here, a fleeting shadow there. At first, the friends dismissed these occurrences as tricks of the mind, the product of overactive imaginations in an unfamiliar environment. But as the sun dipped below the horizon and darkness descended upon the forest like a shroud, their sense of unease grew into something more sinister. As they made camp for the night, huddled around a crackling fire beneath a canopy of stars, strange noises echoed through the trees, their source unknown and their meaning unfathomable. The friends exchanged nervous glances, their laughter replaced by whispered conversations and wary gazes cast into the darkness beyond the flickering light of the fire. As the night wore on and sleep eluded them, the friends found themselves plagued by vivid dreams and unsettling visions, their minds haunted by the specter of unseen terrors lurking just beyond the edge of their consciousness. When morning finally dawned, they awoke to find themselves weary and shaken, their bodies bruised and their spirits shaken by the ordeal of the night before. Determined to press on despite their fears, the friends continued their journey deeper into the heart of the wilderness, their footsteps echoing through the silent forest like a drumbeat of defiance. But as they ventured further from the safety of civilization, they found themselves ensnared in a web of darkness that seemed to stretch on endlessly, its depths filled with unseen dangers and unspeakable horrors. With each passing hour, the friends grew more and more desperate to escape the wilderness that had become their prison, their once carefree journey transformed into a fight for survival against an enemy they could neither see nor comprehend. And as the days turned into weeks, their hope began to wane, replaced by a gnawing sense of despair that threatened to consume them whole. But just when all seemed lost, a glimmer of light appeared on the horizon, a beacon of hope amidst the darkness that had engulfed them. With renewed determination, the friends rallied together, drawing on the strength of their bond and the resilience of their spirits to face whatever challenges lay ahead. And though the road ahead was fraught with peril and uncertainty, the friends pressed on, their hearts set on the promise of a brighter tomorrow. For even in the darkest of times, they knew that as long as they had each other, they would always find a way to overcome the darkness and emerge into the light once more. If you haven't already, consider subscribing to our channel for more content like this. Your support helps us keep creating awesome content for you.